They're all from Texas, but you originated in Southern California in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, that's where we started the band.
In Texas or California?
In California.
Right, but did you know each other in Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we were best friends in Texas, in Austin, Texas. Me and Tony went to high school in San Antonio.
What high school?
It's called Churchill High School.
Okay. Was that a public high school?
Yeah, it's a public high school.
Nice. A big high school, like a 5A kind of thing?
Is it a big high school?
Yeah, there was a couple thousand people in the graduating class.
Yeah,
All right.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
We didn't really know each other. It was until we moved to Austin that we started connecting, playing music. LJ worked at a radio station in San Marcos, Texas.
Yeah, I know.
She put on a festival, was booking shows, managing us, and we were living and working at a recording studio too. So we were just like all of us always over there. And, it just one day it was like, man, we're going to move to LA. And it sounded crazy, but it wasn't to start a band at all. We separately were going to move to LA to just pursue what we were going to do in music. And I think when we reunited in Los Angeles, we were just like, I don't know, the sparks came back and we were like, we just started jamming naturally. And we wrote the song Sticky Trees and we were like, well, maybe the song's pretty good. Maybe we should try this.
Cruising, all you fellas looking for a bruising. Cadillac Coupe de Ville, we steal the shoes off your feet. And we rollin', sticky little trees, it's the weekend. Funny looks don't bother me, we're green but we family. Oh, please help me load this boat. Windows up and don't let out the anecdote. Lighters high up in the sky, blaze away, show me where the green. Gonna phone home, sorry mama, love these sticky little trees.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, we met the Dirty Heads, and they kind of took us under their wing and helped manage us and have been helping us ever since. And we've just been touring and going nonstop. So,
And yeah, you guys have been working very hard. In fact, actually, all the circles that I kind of run with, right? Like Mouse Pal, Danny T, and Dirty Heads and Catastro and things like that. Bikini Trill is always mentioned fondly, right?
Oh.
And then I've seen you a couple times now, either in support or even headlining. Tonight you're headlining. Danny T is supporting you at 191 Tool. And so, yeah, you've opened up for the Dirty Heads. You've opened up for like a who's who of kind of that SoCal
it's crazy.
reggae rock scene in a way. But you wouldn't consider yourself reggae rock, would you?
Not necessarily, but there's definitely some influence there.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And we've seemed to have found our family within this community, which is a great one to be a part of.
It's a great fan base.
It
Honestly,
really is.
yes. And getting linked into those like festivals and scenes, it's not a bad scene to be a part of.
No,
And now let's talk about this music festival you threw together, because you have a radio roots, right? And
I
so
do.
when I was finding out about that, it was very reminiscent. Like I'm kind of like the same thing. In Phoenix, my path was it was basically college radio, but it was more like, high school dropout radio.
Yeah.
And, we put together some faux festivals and had a great time with good lineups and everything, and helped kind of support bands. What were some of the bands that you booked on your festival?
I think the headlining band that year was a band called Ume.
Okay.
And then, obviously, I booked the boys on the festival.
What was your band when you got booked on the festival?
What were we, Roach?
What were we, Tony?
We were Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it was like a rat-a-tat project.
It was dope.
Right.
It was
So
really
it
sick.
was. So I don't know if you're familiar with Rat-a-tat. It's an instrumental duo.
Yeah.
It was kind of based off of that.
Okay, yeah. So the group was cool. The name, not so much, maybe. Which one was Sun? Who's Sun and which one's Moon?
I was probably the sun and Roach was the moon.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fair.
That makes sense. It's crazy because a lot of people don't know that backstory of Bikini Trill. There were so many projects before it.
Yeah.
And, people think it's it just spawned out of Los Angeles, but there's this whole history out of Texas. And
Yeah, your roots go deep.
Yeah.
Which is great too, because you not only you have a kind of a musical kinship, just because you kind of grew up around the same influences in a way, in a weird way, even if you didn't necessarily hang out, you still had the same atmosphere all around you, right? And similar experiences. And then it'd be that fish out of water, the Texas, kids coming to LA and trying to make a stake.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I think that was kind of the whole inspiration too behind the song Sticky Trees, because it does have the kind of this like cosmic alien reference, and it really felt like that, being some like outsiders from a different place coming into the big city and feeling kind of like alien in our environment. So
Yeah, what part of LA did you move into?
mid city at first, and then kind of made our way to the valley, so North Hollywood.
What was the biggest like culture shock for you moving from Texas and Austin? I mean, Austin's hip now, right? In 2017, it was on its way up
Yeah.
for sure. So like, what was the biggest change where you're like, oh, we're not in Kansas anymore, basically?
I think, Austin is a big city, is clearly not as big as Los Angeles, but it's more of like a tight knit community,
Mhm.
whereas LA is just so spread out and like no one cares about anything you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we really are like, small fish, big pond.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. And everyone has something going on.
Yeah.
Everybody has a gig. So, but the competitive nature and stuff's got to help.
I think it does. I think it's kind of inspiring too. Everybody is hustling.
Well, speaking of hustling, right? Like Roach, how did you get into Kanye West's studio?
Oh shit!
The ultimate hustle.
Right. Yeah. No, that's all right. We're not on the FM yet. We're about to be in about minute 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a warm up.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of people don't know this. Bikini Trill was sneaking into a lot of recording studios, big recording studios in Los Angeles.
Yeah. How do you sneak into these studios?
Well, I was mopping those studios.
Okay, you're
to
the
start,
janitor. Okay.
I was the janitor, and then
Okay.
I became I'm the runner. It's called the runner. You
Yeah.
get food and you clean the studio, and that's how you work your way up. But
Right.
you get the keys to the studio. So as soon as we got the keys, I knew the schedule. It's like, as soon as we know the client's not coming in, oh, Kid Cudi's not coming in. Hey, Tony, LJ, run to the studio. We got free studio time. And that's how Sticky Trees was made. That's how Chapo How was made. Our first 2 EPs were made that way. Really, us just become, Tony and I produce everything.
Yeah.
So we really got and engineer everything, and we really got our chops up that way too. So it helped, being in a tuned room and utilizing all these tools that major artists and major labels are using, but
Right.
we were indie artists using it for free.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that was a big part of us developing our sound and
Was it
getting to
kind
where
of
we're-
like a plug and play too? Because you said a tuned room. So, I mean, this is, of course, as A-level as it gets as far as studios. And would it be as simple as plug and play? You would have to try to record it fast, like guerrilla style?
Pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
Roach would just call. We'd get a call at like midnight or something, and he'd be like, "Yo, we got 6 hours. Like, come right now." And we'd just I'd pull up to the gate with my guitar and laptop, and yeah, we would just get it in as much as we could.
Yeah, and it's all based off of, like Tony starting a guitar progression, and then I'd play bass at the same time, and then, LJ starts noodling with the vocal melodies and stuff, and it was just very organic in that sense.
Yeah.
And plug and play, we bring our laptop and just plug and play to their system, basically.
Use their $40,000 microphones.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
great. Like, we've been in Frank Sinatra's studio, and we've been in all these different places that are just like legendary places that, another one is where Linkin Park recorded Hybrid Theory, and Korn did Follow the Leader. We just been,
Michael Jackson too, right?
Michael
The
Jackson.
Thriller Room.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in the Thriller room?
Yeah.
All the
You-
rooms.
You DIY'd the Thriller room? Where you went in
We're
there?
DIYing it all, baby. 'cause
That's amazing.
we're not trying to do things conventionally. We're the underdog.
Yeah.
We don't have a huge cosign or a huge major label behind us, but we got love and passion, and we have this chemistry and talent, and Tony's just an amazing producer, guitarist. LJ's an amazing lyricist and front woman, and it's just been like a perfect combination that just naturally has progressed over the years. So
Yeah, well, I mean, you say that you're underdog, you don't have these kind of connections, but you've been on tour with some major artists. Like some of the people that you've run with, and is like Dirty Heads, of course, their
Right.
family,
right.
311, Real
Yeah.
Big Fish.
Shout out to 311.
Yeah.
They're taking us on their cruise actually coming up.
Shut up,
Yeah,
dude.
they
You're going to
throw-
do the 311 cruise?
We're
Yeah.
on a boat.
Yes.
We're getting on the boat.
We-
Are you nervous about that, LJ?
I'm a little nervous about that.
Why? Have you been on a cruise before?
I've never been on a cruise.
Okay. Have you seen all the documentaries on Netflix lately? They don't end well.
Well, I probably won't be watching them.
What states are you going to hit on this tour?
We're gonna hit starting with Arizona, then we're gonna go to Colorado, Then we're probably gonna head to Ohio to do a music festival called Everwild Music Festival.
Nice.
It's a camping 3-day festival, but we're gonna have to leave that pretty early to go to Michigan, to go to
Iowa.
Minnesota,
Down to Oklahoma.
and then
Oklahoma.
Austin.
It
Texas.
ends in Austin.
Ends in
Oh,
Austin,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like a homecoming at the end of this
Yeah.
run. Yeah.
Definitely excited about that one.
Yeah. What part of the country has been the most surprisingly like generous to you guys, where you're seeing the love and you're
Tucson.
yeah.
Besides Tucson,
Yeah, of course.
obviously,
Yeah.
I think it's Denver,
Yeah.
Phoenix, Seattle, Portland,
Mhm.
St. Pete. I think the music cities, they've just been really receptive, especially Phoenix, especially Denver.
Yeah, it's crazy because
Florida.
you are kind of
Yeah,
you're
Florida.
kind of locked into the Phoenix scene in a way. There's a handful of artists that you collaborate with on a regular that's all part of that Phoenix scene,
Mhm.
right? Is there any other like cities that you're kind of locked into a scene with as well?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like, that's a great question. Not really.
Yeah,
not
Phoenix
really.
seems to be the only
Yeah.
one that's really
Isn't
happening.
that interesting though? Like it's
Yeah.
kind of where it's like it's
Yeah.
it's almost in a way that you're like an honorary Arizona band.
Yeah.
Man, and shout out
Aw.
to Catastro.
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
first Arizona band that really co-signed us. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
shout
So
out to them.
so you play. What's your favorite memory of Andy Chavez?
Probably from our Tropical Heartbreak tour, man. Just him being so nice to us night after night, and it was our first year of touring heavily. So it was just nice to have, people that we related to in such a way of trying to come up and grind, and they were, it was inspiring to say the least.
Yeah. Would you guys do a lot of jam sessions after the show?
No, it's a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're driving, who's the go-to driver? Who's got the responsibility? Tony, are you?
We do Roach and
Yeah,
I.
the
Between Roach and I, we
boys.
do all the driving.
Okay.
On every tour
Yeah,
that we've ever done.
People don't
Yeah.
know that. We don't have a driver. We don't have a merch person. We
Yeah,
don't
it's
have a
just the
tour
4 of
manager.
us.
Yeah.
We do everything ourselves. Like Tony and I are
DIY.
driving, we're
And-
running the merch. We just come say what's up. We'll be at the merch table.
That's the way to do it. It's also funny. You guys aren't brothers, but you're kind of musical brothers. But when I was watching your show at Crescent, I was just like, are these guys brothers? They look with the long
Yeah.
hair and everything, right? You get that all the time.
When you're friends for that long, it just kind of rubs off.
Yeah, you just start looking like each other.
Yeah.
I know that's the same thing with me and Rico, man. We got same body type and everything. He hates hearing that, but
He loves it.
yeah.
They say he love me not. We're pushing daisies, so pick a flight. And I'm so dead broke, nowhere to go. Another sad joke, I'm on my own.
Actually, tell me about Pushing Daisies. Of course, the terminology for Pushing Daisies is you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're pushing it up. So
Yeah.
is this going to be like, because there's no, it's a very uplifting musical sound of Bikini Trill, right?
Yeah.
You kind of have, it's not necessarily major notes, but you don't
Yeah.
kind of lean into the minor notes,
Right.
and it's feel good music.
Exactly.
So this is a feel good song about dying?
I mean, it's about obviously there's a line in there that talks about facing your fears, and so it's about dead relationships and kind of like being alone,
Okay.
and it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to face your fears. And so I kind of like doing like the juxtaposition of kind of like a feel good song with some maybe a little darker lyrics.
Yes.
Get you to think a little bit.
I love that too. I call it like Dark Sunshine.
Yeah.
And some of my
Yeah.
favorite bands, I gravitate towards that, but also the contradiction. You can see it in my name.
Mhm.
Like I love that
Yeah.
aspect of it. Give me some of
Yes.
that Dark Sunshine.
Exactly. And I love a good idiom, so like anything, obviously like pushing daisies is kind of like an idiom, I guess. But
I'd have to Google what idiom means, but
well,
then
it's like
I concur.
walking on eggshells, like
Oh, yeah,
and it's
Little
just
terms.
like little. And I wanted to and the idea of like he loves me not, I don't know if boys really did that as kids, but when you're like picking petals off a flower, it kind of paints a picture. It's
Half of the party. I know that I'm not what you thought I would be, but I've been thinking about the circles and how they leave me out. And honestly, it's kinda hurtful to fill my head with doubt. But maybe I love it, and maybe I'm buzzing. I'm feeling alright, yeah, I'm doing just fine.
Is too much TV about social media?
I mean, I guess in a way, it's really a song about kind of like feeding off of negative energy
Okay.
in a way, and
Kind of like the news climate and everything else. Kind of
well,
like those.
like anything, you know, that you could be dealing with in your life. And I think specifically with that song, it's kind of about like overcoming you know, people's doubts in you and kind of feeding off that energy. Because sometimes for me personally, like when someone doubts what I can do, it just makes me want to work harder. And so I'm constantly,
Heard.
you know, and I'm constantly like asking myself, like, well, maybe I kind of thrive off of that, you know, like
Right.
maybe I need that to push me. So you know, it's like I say in the song, like maybe I love it,
Yeah.
you know?
That's relatable. And in a way, it's like you want that conflict of the
Yeah.
hate just to be like, well, I'll prove you wrong. Well, you start off kind of like as your motivation to prove those people who doubt you wrong, right? Is the
Mhm.
key motivation,
Absolutely.
right? And that's a relatable motivation. But then you get to a point where you're doing it so long and you're getting so much support. Then the pressure is not to prove the doubters wrong.
Mhm.
It's to prove everyone that believes in you right.
Yeah.
That's the flip side of that coin, right?
Right.
You get to a point where you have so many people who are like, no, you're amazing.
Yeah.
And now you should be like the next Gwen Stefani. And now you're like, well, damn it. Now, like, screw the haters. Now I got to prove all these
Yeah.
people that believe me
I
right.
deserve to be here.
yeah. And add me and Rico and
Yeah.
everyone listening to the list. We're all believers now. And now the
Aw.
pressure is just to prove us right. You know, you
Yeah.
guys are a fantastic band. I love
you.
the kinship, the family amongst you, even you, Nate.
Yeah,
And
Nate.
Go
yeah,
Nate.
yeah. And so
Nate's first radio.
And you did a great job, Nate. And I'm glad that you're on this run. And I hope you have a fantastic time. You know, enjoying this tour as an experience. Take in every moment and enjoy these crowds as you go across the country. And Bikini Trill's self-titled album is available everywhere now. And keep an eye on them. Of course, follow them on social media. You're going to get all the different updates and clips. They got music videos out. And where can they find you on social media?
It's super simple. It's just Bikini Trill, Trill. Super easy.